All right, here's another graphing example for quadratic equations. If you were in my class, this is letter E, and if you notice that on the, oh, sorry, it's supposed to say minus. I messed that up on our paper, so I'll fix that with you guys in class. So y equals negative 3x squared minus 24x minus 44, right? And so we might look at this and think, ooh, this one's really intimidating because there's some bigger numbers on it. Not at all, we totally have this. So different things we're looking at. Negative, right, tells us it's going to open down. That 3, right, is going to tell us that it's a skinnier graph. Remember that bigger the number that is, the skinnier that graph is, right? It's vertically stretched, okay? So first thing we do, pick out our A, B, and C. A in front of x squared is negative 3. B in front of x is negative 24. C is negative 44. Okay? Once we know that, we're going to figure out the axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry is x equals opposite of b over 2a. This gives us the x value. Okay, opposite of b, opposite of negative 24 is 24. Over 2 times a, which is negative 3. 24 over negative 6. 24 divided by negative 6 is negative 4. Okay, so this means an x equals negative 4. There's an imaginary vertical line that's going to split your graph in half. Okay, once we have this, we're going to get our y value. We're getting the other half of our vertex, right? Since it's opening down, again, this is a maximum point. It's the highest point your graph can go. Okay, so I'm going to take our equation again. Y equals negative 3x squared minus 24x minus 44. I'm going to take out the x, and I'm going to put negative 4 in its place. So y equals negative 3 times negative 4 squared minus 24 times negative 4 minus 44. Negative 4 squared, you do the exponent before you do this multiplication. Negative 4 squared is 16. Negative 3 times 16, negative 48. Until I didn't do this before, you're getting live presentation here. All right, negative 24 times 4, that's going to be positive. Whatever, we're going and we're going to multiply it out here. 96. Minus 44. Minus 44. All right, so I'm going to add these together since they're both negative. 2 should be negative 92 plus 96. So we're left with y equals positive 4. So now our vertex, right, is negative 4, 4. That's one point. We got to get several others to graph. So again, I require my students to have 5 points so they know what's happening. So we create our t-chart or our xy chart. We want to put our vertex in the center. We choose 2 values that are lower, oh my goodness. Let's do this again. 2 values that are lower. So when it's negative, negative 5, negative 6, negative 3, negative 2, right? And the reason you got to find the vertex first is so you know that you're choosing both points. You're choosing points on both sides of the parabola. Whereas if I just started with 0, right, I would only have one side of my parabola here. But all these numbers are negative in this case. Okay, we're going to take our numbers. We're going back over here and we're going to substitute the values in. Let's just start with negative 6. We'll work our way down the chart this time. All right, that's 36 negative 3 times 36. Okay, see, I'm sure you all have your calculators out. I'm gonna go and do it by hand. 18, 9, 108, negative 108. 24 times negative 6. 144, it's positive. Minus 44. Get my work out of the way here. All right, so because those match, I may just subtract that out and leave myself with negative 108 plus 100, right? Subtract those 44s out. So y equals negative 8. So again, that's when I substitute in negative 6. So over on my chart, I'm going to put negative 8. Okay, we're going to do it again, and we're going to substitute in negative 5. Okay, negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. Ooh, I like multiplying. 5 is a lot easier. Times 3 would be positive, so it'd be negative 75, because that was a positive 25 times a negative. 24 times 5, yeah, that one I'm writing down. 20, 10, 120. It's positive. Minus 44. All right, I just want to subtract those. So that would be 45 positive. 45 minus 44, and your work may look different when you're solving this. I just knew I could subtract those real easily. Y would equal 1. So I go back to my table, I put it in. Okay, so far this is looking good, right? Because we talked about this is the highest point because it is opening down and these are going down in value. That should be good. Okay, next value, negative 3. So again, these are doable. They take a little bit of time to do by hand. So that'd be 9 times negative 3, so y equals negative 27. Yep, you can tell my brain has done a lot of math today. I'm still writing it down. 12, 6, 72. Minus 44. All right, I'm just going to combine those two together. And 44 and 27. I'm adding them together. 71 negative, because it was negative, plus 72. So y is going to equal positive 1. Put it on our chart. All right, now we've got negative 2 in here. Last value. Oh, that was, we're in the screen before. All right, 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Positive 48 minus 44. I'm going to add those together. So we get negative 12 plus 4. So y is going to equal negative 8. All right, so now I've got a table of values. We're going to graph them. Oh, there's my pen. Okay. Yeah, my highest point y values goes up to 4, so I don't need a ton of room up there. All right, but remember my graph's not happening in the center here, right? I've got -6, -8, -5, +1, -4, 4, -3, 1, -2, -8, and we're going to draw our line. So again, because the A term was negative, it's opening down. And because it was a -3, right, that's going to make this graph skinnier. Okay, it's stretching it out makes it skinnier. So forgot to talk about domain and range in the last one. Your domain, that's your x values. Your domain here, there's no restrictions on the x. That's going to keep going. It's going to eventually come out wider. So domain can be all real numbers. Your domain can be all real numbers. Your range, which is your y values. Now on quadratics, there's normally a restriction on the range, right? So, hey, I put this on 5. Ladies and gentlemen, that should be on 4. Let's fix our graph. That part's not in there. It should have stopped on 4, okay? Y has to be less than, because our graph's opening down, or equal to, because we do have a dot on 4. Y has to be less than or equal to 4 for the range, okay? And that's how you're graphing quadratic equations.